So you're more jittery.
Better lit and then go more jittery. Yeah, isn't it amazing? It's because it sees my face a bit better now, you know? So like when I lean forward, it does the leaning forward and, you know, moves my head appropriately.
Oh yeah, look. Oh yeah. But I'm surprised.
So their media pipe development on the anime's desktop is...
They're improving.
You know, it's improving. And like the hands are good, the finger tracking's good. They've got a development for the pose tracking next coming up in probably the next version that they release.
Yeah, I'm pretty... once I get the IK thing plugged in, I said, the bone lengths. My fingers will be about as good as those, definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to go auto mode, just pull the...
Okay, try and make a normal gesture. Like try and go, like do a thumbs up, for example.
All right, thumbs up, left hand, there you go. Does a bit of a wrist twist, but you know what I mean?
So in MediaPipe, there's actually a whole collection of gestures. And so,
so that you don't do
it doesn't do that. It actually is a full, it just does a full thumbs up properly.
Twisting my wrist off. That's it, auto jacker. Whoa, there you go. I started getting all, I'm okay, it's all right.
Yeah.
All right. We can do it together.
We can do it together. It's our own special kind of fent now. We're actually starting to make our own fentanyl. We've been relying on other people's fentanyl, and now...
No. We can do our own.
Now we can do our own fentanyl.
We can do our own spiritual fentanyl.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Others fent not required. Oh, man.
Just realised one thing with the model, right? So I'm going to hold my hands up, sort of thing. Put together.
I'm looking. I'm waiting for the...
Why is it backwards? I'll have to figure that out. It looks like I'm waving my hands. So what was I going to do?
You're going to tweak it a bit or something.
No,
tweak your nipples. No, hang on.
See how my hands are moving across my body?
Yeah.
And now see how my hands are moving across the other way?
Yeah.
And going with that. And now if I come back to here.
Yeah. Like they're doing this funny rotation thing. Yeah.
Well, that's because what I've realised, because I'm moving in frame, because I'm walking around. Yeah. But as I'm walking around, the
hand's still trying to grab. Yeah.
It's still mapping me.
And on the one with animes, there's like a tolerance to drop.
Yeah. I can
when
see
it
how you
loses
want
contact with the object or the thing to grab onto, it doesn't continue trying to grab.
No, like this. So I've got that happening now.
Goes back to natural position.
Yeah, I don't have the natural position reset though. That's my next. I've realised I want that.
You need like a moving
rest pose.
That's right, rest pose.
Yeah. Well, it's a secondary rest pose.
Default rest pose. Yeah.
Because the rest pose is the T.
Yeah. So resting animated pose, because you want to sort of just doing a little like mine does. As I'm talking, if I say nothing, it's still. But if I start talking, the little head wobbles a little bit, and it does all that other function. So you'll see if I don't say anything, my head doesn't wobble as much. And if I'm actually when as soon as I'm hooked up with the camera, it automatically it does the full track movement of my face and hands again.
Yeah, it's good. So at the moment, because I don't have the inverse kinematic thing running, etc., the depth of the things is a little
out on it.
Yeah, it's a sort of thin depth
because I've got the panel on the one I cheat with, and I can adjust the forward and backwards positioning and
I just haven't bothered to move the shoulders yet in real world. I can do that.
Matter of turning on, of course. No.
Yeah, I've just got to add those. But I mean, there's no point getting more things working when I haven't got the current thing working. Like it's got to be, the arm's got to be like super smooth, cool armature, and then I'll do something else.
Move on to the next section.
There's no need to be like like get carried away. Like trying to look at everything being really bad.
Do not end up in endless tweaking loop.
Yeah, and then you've just got like hundreds of bits of code that you don't know what's going on. Just all trying to all barely
working.
working.
Put all this in there.
Like that right now, even if this is not crashing.
Yeah. No, I know, and it's from humble beginnings, but like we kept talking about.
So the way I'm running this at the moment,
putting down the
is that if any piece of the model, any point on the model disappears, it holds the last position of that landmark.
Yeah. So
at the moment,
basically keeps it static.
Yeah. So it'll just fill it. It doesn't fill in the whole model. It fills in only each point. So each point that disappears, it'll just get if it does, which means that and that's the beginning of that. Once I've got everything else working, I actually want to work on that and build a predictive system.
Yeah.
That starts. Yeah.
Starts to get a bit more fluid. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like making assumptions. It figures where it's going to go next. It's going
take away the jumpiness, really.
It's all about that.
Yeah.
Well,
removing jumpy.
Yeah. And jumpy. Removing jumpy.
I know it, but removing jumpy. That's it. Making jumpy exit the building quickly. Is a good part of a good capture.
So I do want to put in the things I could add tonight. One would be like a calibration. Like I'm halfway through the calibrator to get the arm lengths that should give me a fairly decent repair on my inverse kinematic system.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Like, I mean, inadvertently, to make a good system, you end up building the model, like you end up building the animation system in your own software, because if you're just passing over these like fully noisy random points to Blender, you've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. It's not going to be that tolerant to you.
No, it's going to be a mess.
Puppeteering.
So basically, you've got to send over a really good puppet. Like it's got to be already totally set. Like, and you're just sending purely perfect information to Blender.
Yeah, the smooth transition between one point and another. That's right.
Yeah, exactly as you wish it to be. It's been a real journey. I'm having a good time. And I'm not doing what I'm doing is I'm actually, instead of like, I'm not going out there going, oh, how do people do this?
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm using my existing knowledge in animation and a whole bunch of and engineering, so not engineering, just the understandings of
you're going to build
design,
a better body. You got to know how it works, right?
Yeah, it's not the first time I've tried to move a human body on a computer, or tried to move anything on a computer. It's like, so the world I'm operating in here is not foreign.
This is purely new, and we're getting into it in the way that we used to know, and translating into the way we do.
None of the concepts that I'm using here. So I didn't, and so even the inverse kinematics system, like I sort of have specified how for it to be built. And then I'm like going through that and changing the functionality. There'll be more, and it kind of suits like good development in this way, because it's like you can kind of gradually improve each function. It's like you go back to that thing, and then you go, right, now we're going to implement these things to it. Like go back. So now that's all working. So now we're going to like take this piece of it and fuck it up, and then proceed
the Code Rage blues,
and then to unfuck it to the point where it works really well, and you're like, oh, that was worth it. But I think
it's all right.
I think predictive systems are going to be fun, and and I mean, what I actually think is that, and look, I'm very, it's so preliminary. I've got nothing to speak of it except for just the idea of it. And I can see already where I want to, but I'm not ready. It's not like it's not ready, where I send through the armature to an AI and I actually get the AI and one that I train, so you sort of like, you can build up ones that are like basically building up our own one that knows how to.
Because I've been looking at the media pipe system, and like it is like an amazing tool for people who don't have VR and just have a camera, right?
Yeah, you can do, but having a combination.
And then the back end does even more.
And we can make our own whole models.
I know.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm thinking is like how
run it in media pipe with the background being the chroma keyed color, and be able to move around and scale while you're moving and all that kind of crap. That'd be cool.
Like walking around
inside media pipe, which is just like a surrounded, you're just surrounded by like a ball of chroma key color.
Oh, totally.
So you can just move around and look, and camera can fly out and fly in, and you can get bigger and smaller, or walk away from the camera and walk back and do all these things. But it's just I think Chroma Studio. That's it.
Well, I think for myself, like with the software we're writing right now, potentially even before the head, I'll have the body walking around,
doing the animations and that,
moving around. Like I can move I can already get the torso and the legs, like and I'll build.
And then that's right, because what they Animaze is using is just basically the face and the hands. They're not doing the shoulders yet, but that pose thing will be next. And
it's actually I don't know if it is easier,
body, like the spine and then the feet.
Totally.
Legs and feet. And so the camera will be doing the whole thing.
And I haven't, anyways, but I think it's interesting how you're like, and I think that to me, it's kind of more sensible to start tracking the body, the movement of the body, than it is to try and correct for the human moving around the room and you trying to keep it straight, which isn't too hard. Basically, you just take the arms and you just remove I know what they're doing. Like, it's not hard to work out. Like, they're just,
and with things like that, like if you had to separate it, you'd do the little mount thing with the iPhone or the Android, for your face mapping, and then, and totally. Then just have the camera do the body without the face.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
The body.
We won't do that to start with, but then we got to move around the room some and talk.
But it'll be thumbs up.
Yeah, wow. It's actually if you look at what I've got going down here, it's stable. Well, what's happening now is I'm actually getting time to practice.
Yeah.
Animating, like moving.
How to move your hands to get the right outcome.
Because that's not something people realize as a VTuber. Like, you think that they just got you move normally, but you sort of don't. Like in some of the software, I'd often, like, even when I've looked my best, like I'm actually moving at a different speed.
Which I get on through Animaze, right? I get a preview of where the hands and that are, like, and the full map of the face.
That's what I want to do.
They show you the mesh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do.
It's not,
and
it's on your camera face. So then,
like, if I move like this, like, see what I'm doing now. But it's pretty accurate, but I'm moving quite slowly.
Yeah, to get that result.
And then if I start speeding up, it starts losing, like,
it loses the tracking value, and then
and you can see that I must be moving my hand.
But it gets the jumpies.
So what I want to, well, also because of course I've got smoothing algorithms and everything running. So if I then start making jumpy motions, it's like designed to knock that shit out.
Yeah.
Which is why I want to build a predictor in where, so if you did start doing that, the first 2 or 3 motions, it wouldn't pick it up, but then it would. It'd learn that it'd be like, all right, we're doing shaky moves now.
Yes, that's right. Pick up
and
the shaky moves.
It would be like, that's within range. Hang on. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then if you stop
size having an embolism, adjust for embolism.
And so you can have the model change its responsiveness based on what you're doing, so then that it can then it can make a guess that it can go, oh well, this is what's going down. So I can make the model stop, and so you can go move slowly and smoothly, and then like fast, and so it kind of gets a predictor going. I want to get it at 60 frames a second too. I think that having it only at 30 frames a second is it's half the data. I need to double the data.
Double the data, that's it.
Yeah, I think I know how to do it. I've lost control of myself. So this is it. So like this is actually me. I've quit the software.
Yeah.
And so
and it's locked you, which is good, giving you the lock.
Let's see if this works at all.
Oh, Animaze is doing something weird.
Hey, that is actually smoother, isn't it?
I'm going to have to do a drop. So
is that smoother?
Where's my special effect? Number 2. This one, special effect.
It's pretty good. Look at them. My hands going out in front.
I know, man. You're doing it well. I'm going to have to restart Animaze. It's just freaking out.
You wait till I have this in arcane model. I'm going to have an entire armature designed.
I should have like a temporary friend.
Special animation techniques.
Someone I can pop up.
Oh, it gives me I've actually got quivers. I've got little tiny quivers of joy.
Quivering. Yeah.
Like just happy. Like just like so like
happiness is a rare thing, so
it is a fucking rare thing.
You just got to fucking latch onto that.
If I had to say, I need to just like move on with various, like let's say just fuck all that crap off and just this is heaps fun.
I come up a bit.
Yeah, and this is where the inverse kinematics model will be really good because it'll be solving for the fingertips.
Yeah,
and so like the hands won't do that weird shit. They'll be. The hands will work really well, but then the arms will just, at the moment, that's literally how I'm moving. I'm not using any kind of animation technique on that. That surprises me.
Yeah.
Here we go. How's this? So OBS is running 120%. That's using more than one core.
Yeah.
Blender is also running about 120%.
So
and then my actual Python, the actual application we're running, is 80%. It's like, well, no, it moves around, but it's 80%.
Well, I found that with MediaPipe and the Animaze. Like if I turn off the MediaPipe function and just go back to normal voice pickup, it drops like 50% processor. Because like I said, the 280 is running the Animaze, so all the graphics and that, whatever for that, running the VRML model. And then as soon as you hit MediaPipe, it's got to run off something. So it's just taking the processor time, chunking. So yeah, I'll be happy when I finally put together the other machine. Special gift from the Raptor. Raptor dropping off little gifts.